Welcome along, everyone, to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Canada's a country with a proud F1 heritage and a top-class circuit too. It's time for the Canadian Grand Prix. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot.
Welcome at the Euro pre-race briefing for Canada at the Circuit Jacques Villeneuve. Canada is a track where consistency is key. You'll be driving this lap quite a few times during the race, and a small mistake will have big consequences. Closed by walls are the only thing here to remind you it is still a street circuit. We start a lap just after the hairpin on the Casino Straight. This is where the multitude of overtakes is going to be done with a big slipstream and DRS zone. You can still drive slowly here during quali, but stay on the right, keep the speed up to reduce the closing speeds and time your moment to get back to the racing line. Drivers that go into the pit will be braking substantially later than those that stay out, so do not assume that the one you're battling is either going in or staying out with this very weird pit entry. It's a really short start-finish straight, and the first few corners in the race are bound to get messy if somebody decides not to be careful. Don't send it, we'll be arriving at different speeds into turn 1, and it can definitely ruin your race if you're not careful around it. Pit exit feeds into the exit of turn 2. During quali, make sure not to impede, and you can spot a driver on a hot lap into this turn 1, as the pit lane is a lot shorter. Turn 3 and 4 can be taken too wide, but both need to use all the track including the curbs. The outside car for turn 4 will have nowhere to go as there's a wall, so don't squeeze each other. Fight can continue more or less throughout turn 5, which brings you to the chicane of turn 6, where the same applies for the 3 and 4 chicane. You also get DRS after the straight of turn 7. It might be much more favourable to use that for your overtake rather than a risky move through the chicane. Turn 8 and 9 is another fast chicane. The curbs are quite unsettling here, so don't push anybody on the curb. Detection zone for the DRS after turn 10 is just after turn 9, so if you play silly DRS games you get silly penalties. Turn 10 itself is a slow hairpin, and the exit is more important for the long DRS straight to come. Do not go for a dive bomb and brake early enough not to send it into the side pod of a car that's already turned in. The long straight is what you need to reset your mind. Take a deep breath as you've got the most difficult corner coming up. The last chicane for the lap with a wall of champions at the exit. Might see one of our champions end this race here. And that's our briefing for this week. Have fun, be sensible, and have a great race.